make a recommendation, my own view is clearly Randy needs to be our FOIA officer. I think it just makes all the sense in the world. He's the keeper of everything and can do that. So if there's any objection, we'll let that one happen. Any other last questions for our guest? All right, Paul, thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah, we've got the Conflict of Interest Act. Yes, sir?
Can the public ask a question?
Absolutely. Well, before you ask, I'll tell you this. You're in your own office.
Under last meeting's minutes, it mentions that the public was offered to speak. Are they not supposed to have the comments of the public or no? Because it's supposed to be in the minutes. If the public asks a question, it's answered. Is that information not supposed to be in the minutes?
Well, actually, that's actually a request for legal advice. I cannot advise you as to what the board is appropriate to do and not to do at this point. But it's a fair question. I appreciate it.
Can you get us a response on that? I'll ask the question.
Certainly, and that would be, I would rather do that as an attorney-client.
Yeah, since we're clearly going to have the public here, the public's going to be watching what we're doing. They well should have no issues with. If they do ask a question and there's a response, how do we treat that with respect to the minutes of the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other public questions that are non-legal? Okay. All right. Skipped over the approval of the minutes. Let's go back to that. I'm sorry.
Interest Act. What this act is generally about is making sure that the citizens of the Commonwealth have the utmost confidence in the transactions and conduct of people like yourselves who are appointed to conduct business on behalf of the Commonwealth. This is basically the overall purpose as stated by the General Assembly. Now, before I talk about what the Act prohibits, and it's pretty straightforward, I want to get your attention. A knowing violation of COIA can put you in violation of a Class 1 misdemeanor, which is a crime, which carries a penalty of up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $2,500. And this is when you engage in conduct, perform an act, or refuse to perform an act, when you know the conduct is prohibited or required by the Conflict of Interest Act. Also, by knowingly violate the provisions of COIA, you are guilty of malfeasance of office, and a judge trying your case in addition to any other fine or penalty provided by law, so it's not stuck to the limit via penalties provided for in the Act, he can order you to forfeit your office. And on top of that, if you gain anything of value in exchange for something that violates this act, you get a civil penalty which is the greater of the value of the thing of value at the time you receive it or the time the conviction is handed out. So if it increases in value, you get to pay the larger sum back. If it decreases in value, say it was a bean baby, just supposing, you still have to pay the higher price for the bean baby when you got it. Okay. The slide is going to go through some things, but basically what COIA prohibits is you accepting money or other thing of value in exchange for your services within the scope of your official duties. So if somebody comes and gives you that Beanie Baby so that their niece can become Randy Marcus's assistant, and you undertake to do that, you have violated the Conflict of Interest Act. And I think most of you are instinctively saying, why are you telling me this? Of course, that makes eminent sense. And that's what we're asking you to do. Follow the eminent sense. If it wouldn't look good in the paper, don't do it. And one of the, anyway. All right. So, what is a personal interest under COIA? COIA isn't all common sense. Again, if you have any questions, you need to ask. If you're not sure, recuse yourself from any votes or business. I don't know if you have personal employment contracts. I'm suspecting not. But personal interest means any financial benefit or liability accruing to you or a member of your immediate family. And sometimes that means people living with you, right? Look at the definitions. And then with the contract, if you have a business entity that would get into a contract with UNECA, am I saying that right? Is that how you pronounce your acronym? Okay, sure? Okay, thanks. Maybe I figured it out. You don't want to have, there's a percentage of the business, and it's 10%. If you have a 10% or more business ownership in an entity that's going to enter into a contract with UNECA, you may have a conflict. Okay. With that, again, rule of thumb, anything that would erode the citizen's highest trust in you, avoid it. Follow that rule of thumb, you'll be good. Now, this includes transactions, contracts, anybody trying to influence you in your business where you're receiving something of value. You're going to get lobbied. People are going to come to you. They're going to want things from you. That's fine. Just as long as you're not taking money or anything of value against your decision making. Now, if you have a question about a conflict of interest, your safest course is to request a written opinion from the Office of the Attorney General. Because then if you follow the opinion, you can't have knowingly violated the law. As a matter of fact, you can go in and say, I followed what the Attorney General told me to do. You're fine. However, for you to enjoy this protection, you have to give the office a full disclosure of everything involved. So if you happen to leave out an important fact like this guy gave me a Beanie Baby to do this, that's not going to help. Or I have a 10% or more business interest in this, that's not going to help you. The upside of it too is because you're talking to your lawyer, it's anything you disclose is protected by attorney-client privilege. So it's not like you come to me and then it goes out to the public. You're coming to your lawyer to talk about the legal issue and it's protected. I know this was, like I said, it's a 30,000-foot view, but again, I think you get the sense of, whatever you don't want to see on the front page of the paper, don't do it. This involves business transaction, contract, any other kind of financial transaction, somebody influencing a vote for anything other than lobbying. If you're not sure, ask. Any questions? Okay, with respect to follow-up, I think that all that's left is we need to get Randy a copy of the PowerPoint presentation and respond to your question about the meeting minutes publication. Is there anything else? Other authority? Yes, ma'am.
Are you our appointed counsel in the AG's office such that if anyone, any member of the body had a question, you can get that involved?
That would be the group to make it now. I'm not sure, because the authority, I wasn't sure, I'm not sure who it fits under. I'm in the environmental section all day, because everything nuclear seems to be environmental kind of our way. But nonetheless, and I say that in a joking sense, but in all seriousness, I've been in the Attorney General's office almost 11 years. I think, for the most part, I'm going to vouch for me for my conscientiousness. And I will try to do the best job for you that I can.
Yeah, probably just say yes.
Right. Sorry. Lawyer, captive audience, can't leave. I'll say as many words as I can. Yes, absolutely. Call me. And if you can't get a hold of me, call Kelsey, and she'll get a hold of me. All right. If there's nothing else, thank you very much for your time. I hope it wasn't too burdensome, and I hope you benefited something from it. I wish you the best of success in all your business ventures and with the authority.